Hi everyone, my name is Deborah and this is the Edit by DH. Today I'll be reviewing a new brand called Florasis or Florasis. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's a Chinese brand. Florasis basically was founded in 2017 and it's obviously a relatively new cosmetics brand that was born out of China and made in China. I wanted to review it for different reasons. One, it actually was one of those pesky brands that popped up on my sponsored ads on Instagram. So, you know, sometimes when you flick through Instagram and you get, you know, random sponsored ads working its hypnotic heebie-jeebie magic on you and convincing you to buy stuff. That's what happened with Florasis. So I saw that originated in Asia. And I just remember being blown away by the design and aesthetic of the makeup. It just looked so stunning and I wanted to know if it looked like that in real life as well. And secondly, I wanted to do a review on this because it's an Asian brand and specifically an East Asian brand. And you know, obviously when we talk about East and Southeast Asian makeup brands, obviously Korea are the leaders in that. Everyone talks about and owns at least one Korean skincare in their makeup and skincare collection. However, Chinese makeup products or Japanese makeup products are kind of like lesser known, in my opinion. So I just wanted to review this brand and take you through the 4 products that I purchased. As always, I wanted to just review products across the board. So I got an eyeshadow palette, I got a blush, a highlighter and a lipstick. So that's why I have got kind of minimal makeup on. I've got liner on, I've got foundation, contour and some brows. So these are the 4 products that I purchased and I just wanted to show you the outer packaging first, which is in sort of like a cardboard packaging. You can see it's really stunning. This is the eyeshadow palette. When you open it up, it's got all these sort of like intricate designs on it. It's inspired by traditional Chinese culture, the design, and it's really stunning actually. So I will go in order of makeup products that I apply and then I'll just sort of talk through it as I go along, and I will, as always, give you my final thoughts right at the end. So this is the Floral Engraving Phoenix Makeup Palette and this is £49. It's an eyeshadow palette. It's available in 2 shades and the shade that I got, which I'll show you in just a moment, is orange brown. But there is also a gold brown option, which I will just pop on the screen so you can have a look at the color scheme. So as you can see, the outer packaging is sort of like, I think it's plastic, but it's got this sort of like raised design and it is really pretty. You just peel off the sticker and when you open it up, it reveals the color scheme. So this is the orange brown palette. Can you see how intricate the design is? On camera, it almost looks like a fan and almost looks 3D, but it's flat. It's completely flat. But I really like the colors in this palette. I thought it was really interesting. Detailing on this is incredibly insane. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but there are like cranes and trees and nature, and it's so beautiful. Like you almost don't want to dip into it. When I look at this palette, I see like a lot of autumnal colours and that's what sort of drew me to it, especially considering this season. I will quickly just do swatches for you and then I'll go on to apply. So I kind of ran out of space on the back of this hand, so I will continue in just a moment. I just wanted to show you the colours I swatched thus far. There's the darkest shade there, shimmers, really strong shimmers, matte shades, and this is matte as well here. So far the colours are absolutely gorgeous. The shimmers are blinding and really working that pigment. I will actually say the pigment is a lot softer than I expected it to be. Like I thought that when I did the swatches it would be a lot harder than it was, but it was quite soft, which can be a good and bad thing. And normally when you have palettes like this that have embossed raised designs, it takes a while before that design or that detailing is ruined. But in this case, because the powder is quite soft, as you can see, is already sort of damaged and blurred. So thank God I have a photograph of it already. So these are the colors I've swatched thus far. This is the matte, shimmer, matte, shimmer, matte, matte. But they're gorgeous colors thus far. And I'll just quickly swatch these remaining 3 shades for you now. So these are the remaining 3 shades. Again, 2 matte and 1 blinding shimmer. what's really nice is that all the names of the individual colors are named after birds. And just to say as well, there's obviously a mirror here and a sticker to peel off when you're ready to use it, but you've got the option to keep the sticker on as well if you like to keep your mirror clean. So I'll go through more details about what this palette is inspired by and all the other details in just a moment. When I'm applying my makeup, you will hear my voiceover. One thing I just quickly wanted to say is with the ingredients list, they've been really thorough about it, which I like. So they've been really specific in saying what each color contains. So for example, it has no perfume in it, so there's no scent, which is excellent. Whether it's because you like scent or not, or whether it's because you know it irritates your skin, it doesn't have any fragrance. Also, glycerin is quite high up. Mica is the #1 ingredient. So there's a lot of ingredients in here which are actually quite good skincare products. So like glycerin, seed oil, squalene, it's got all of those things in it. But also, just to be completely transparent, I think this one contains carmine because of, I'm assuming because of this shade right here, and therefore carmine, because it contains carmine, it's not a vegan friendly formula. So just to put it out there. And before I forget, it actually came with a free eyeshadow brush. So in the description, it does say free eyeshadow brush included in the set, and it has a value of $14 US. So this is the box that it comes in, and this is a brush. So it's double-ended, which I think is really nice touch. So I've got a shorter end there and, you know, like a denser brush at the top. I mean, obviously I don't know what the quality will be like, but the brush itself is pretty cute. And I think it's a really nice touch that they've included an eyeshadow brush with this eyeshadow palette. I think I'll use a different eyeshadow brush, but I might just use this to blend out things. Going off of the description on the website, it says that this 9-colour eyeshadow palette features the classic folding screen design and traditional relief carving of a famous folklore called birds paying homage to Feng Huang. It is also multifunctional, and they said that the all-in-one palette can be used not only for eyeshadow, but also for blush, contouring and highlighting. It has a creamy and silky texture, which is non-powdery, which helps to give even and natural blending. It's got ingredients of natural origin, including pearl powder, peony and marigold to nourish your skin. The palette also comes with a free eyeshadow brush, which has a value of $14 US in the set. Okay, so I just thought whilst I'm at it, let me just complete my eye and then go through what I've done. I decided to use this as sort of like a base colour, just to lay some shadow down and for the other shadow to just go on top really nicely. Then I use this as my overall eyeshadow colour to give a little bit of depth. Then I added this deepest colour sort of at the ends of my eye to make it slightly smokier, but not do a full smoky look. And then I put this all over the center of my eyelid just to give it a spotlight and to brighten the eye. Underneath I put a little bit of this rusty color just to give a little bit of depth but not close up the eye too much, hence why I didn't use the darkest color. I use a little bit of this on top just to give a little bit more brightness to open up the eyes, and then I use a little bit of this in the corner of my eyes just to give a pop. As you can see, I've tried to use as many colours as I physically could without looking ridiculous, just to test out the palette. So the only colours I didn't use was the red and the yellow. But to be honest, this palette is so versatile and I feel like you'd be able to achieve so many different looks with it. So I'm so impressed, especially with the shimmer. The shimmer is fantastic. The matte, I did feel like you had to add quite a bit for it to build up, but anyway, the point is it is buildable, but it wasn't like a full impact pow, you know, matte pigment eyeshadow, but the shimmers were fantastic. I also finished off the eye look with a little bit of eyeliner and mascara as well. Next, we're going to move on to the cheek. So this is blush. This is a Floral Dew Care Cream to Powder blush. So that's really interesting. It clearly goes on, I don't know if wet's the word, but it clearly goes on like a cream and then dries as a powder, which might sound drying, but then ultimately there's going to be more longevity if it's powder rather than a cream. So this is £17 and this is in the colour #2 called Youth, which is a creamy apricot. So I feel like these sort of tones work really well for my skin tone. Again, I will walk you through the product as I'm applying the makeup. But just quickly, again, there's no fragrance to it. It also has really good skincare ingredients in here, including but not limited to kernel oil, rose, Damascus flower water, fruit extract, etc, etc. This is what the outer packaging looks like. Again, it's got a plastic cover which you can peel off. It's just very cute. There's nothing, it's not like wow, but it's a nice enough packaging. This is what it looks like on the back in case you guys are interested. So this is number 2. This is a creamy apricot color, like I said, and this one actually has a shimmer finish. However, so not all the blushes are shimmery. Like, you can get a matte color. So if shimmer's not your thing, which I know it's not for a lot of people, then there are matte options for you as well. Blush cream or powders tend to be too thick or too powdery. Florasis reinvents the ancient recipe flower dew rouge to develop this steamed floral water blush. The formula adopts the cream to powder transformation techniques to avoid the thickness of traditional cream blushes. When the blush is applied on the face, it instantly transforms into a powder texture and melts into your skin seamlessly and evenly, neither creasing nor cakey. So I've just applied this blush. I mean, I can see shimmer particles, but in my mind it's very subtle, it's not very obvious. The colour is really nice once you get it on your face. Honestly, it was quite hard because it's got very subtle pigment. So I really had to dig my blush brush into the product in order to get some sort of colour on my cheeks. Pigment wise is not the best. I wonder if that's because of the ingredients and the way they formulated it, or whether that's because in an Asian market they like really soft, delicate blush, and I don't know whether it's that reason. Either way, it was a bit like Where's Wally with a blush, like where's the pigment, you know, trying to really search for it deep inside this pan. Anyway, it's nice enough, but I wouldn't necessarily get this again. But then again, it could be the shade. Maybe there's more pigment in the deeper colors, so who knows. Next up is the Jewel Blossom Glow Up highlighter. Of course I would buy a highlighter. You know how I feel about highlighter. On that note, let me just quickly powder my moon face. So this highlighter is £32 and it's available in 2 shades or 2 tones. This is tone number 2, which is called Chasing Fireflies, and it's described as a shimmering peachy gold. So the first colour, which is Dancing Beauty, is a shimmering champagne gold, but I got the shimmering peachy gold, and it's 10 grams of product. This is what it looks like on the outside. Again, that pesky sticker, but it's quite cool, right? When you open it up, it's got another mirror, as did the blush, and then here's the highlighter. How stunning is that? It kind of reminds me of the Pat McGrath floral designs that she's got, but a little bit more elegant. I don't actually own any By Terry makeup, but I feel like By Terry might have this rose design, but please let me know down below because I know there's a lot of you that use By Terry products. So yeah, this rose design is absolutely stunning. The glow is instantly just ridiculous in the best way possible. So I hope it's not like an anticlimax, because the glow from this is just wow. In fact, I've just remembered I didn't swatch the blusher for you. So let me just quickly swatch the blusher and then I'll swatch the highlighter next to it. So that's the blush in number 2. I mean, it's gorgeous on my hand. And it felt super duper creamy and buttery when I swatched it with my finger. That is the colour. And that's the highlighter. Whoa, like honestly, the pigment is insane. I can't wait to try this on. So, much like the eyeshadow palette, it also comes with a free brush. Now, there's a trend with this brand. I like that it comes with a free brush. I'm really impressed. So it comes with a free highlighter brush, which has a value of $19 US. So it comes with a brush guard. This is the brush itself. You take off the brush guard and that's a highlighter brush. So I will use this brush actually because I think it's a really nice design. I wonder how it will apply the highlighter. So you can see my face already has a bit of a glow. Ultra fine powder adheres to skin seamlessly, and the pearl ingredients make skin smooth and hides pores. The gentle, non-irritating ingredients such as apricot and peach petal ensures skin is brightened and nourished. It includes a free highlighter brush valued $19 US. I feel like it's one of those highlighters where it's buildable, so you could do a real subtle one swipe and just leave it like that, or you could build it up and really create a light bulb moment. So yeah, it's very glowy. Love that. By the way, guys, as I'm looking into the screen, I can see my baby hairs just sticking up everywhere. Please excuse my baby hairs. They love to be the center of attention. I actually used to have alopecia and it was very severe. So I am thankful that I even have baby hairs, to be honest, as much as I'm sitting here moaning about it. But I just normally look like this baby chick with all its like hairs like this because of all the amount of baby hairs that I've got growing. But anyway, just noticed that as I was staring at the screen. And last but not least, the lipstick. That's right. This is the box for the freaking lipstick. Honestly, it's massive. It's called the ℕ𝕦𝕓𝕚 Love Lock lipstick. It's £42 for 3.2 grams of product, and it includes 8 shades in the collection. I got the shade M413 Pinkish Stamen, so that's what I got. Actually, the online colour looks quite different to how it looks in real life because I have had a brief look. But anyway, I'll show you. Definitely think the packaging could have been way smaller because look, that's the lipstick inside. But when I remove the lipstick, it's just a whole lot of nothing for one lipstick. And then there's an accessory right at the back, which I'll show you in just a moment. So this is a lipstick. It almost looks like a little clutch bag for your Barbie, just there. Or even weights. It's a very unusual design. At the top, there is almost like a lock logo. So you press it and out pops the lipstick, like some James Bond gadget. So the lipstick obviously just spin out. And look how stunning the detail is, guys. I hope the camera picks it up. But there is so much intricate detailing to this lipstick. It's gorgeous, and I almost feel terrible. That's a Florasis logo. I feel terrible for swatching it, but obviously I will. Going back to the packaging, it has a little bit there that sticks out. If I pull out the accessory, you can probably see where I'm going with this. It's like a little key ring, and you just hook it onto there. Then you've got a little accessory like that. You can swing it. There's absolutely no purpose to this other than being highly irritating. I absolutely hate stuff like this. It's just very faffy. But then there might be people who see this and think, oh, this is amazing and this is what makes the product for you. And do you know what? Like I always say till I go blue in the face, makeup is subjective, and what you consider beautiful, I might not, and vice versa. So please don't knock me for saying that I don't like this, because this is just my opinion, but I just don't like faffy makeup. And it would just irritate me, so I'm going to take that off. And then what you do is just eventually, when you're done with the lipstick, just click it back into place, which is quite satisfying. And then you got the lipstick. It's obviously very chunky, so if you're going on a night out and you've got a tiny, teeny weeny little handbag, this will take up a good amount of space in your handbag. So that's something to consider. But otherwise, if you like makeup packaging and it's very important to you and you want something that's unique and different, this is it. So I have a bit of gloss, which I'll remove now. So this colour, M413 Pinkish Stamen, is described as a pinky peach, gentle and all match. I don't know what that means. So again, there isn't any fragrance to it. There's no perfume in the product. It has a lot of ingredients. It's like reading a dissertation. Yeah, there's no fragrance. Just to make you aware, because I personally hate lipsticks that have fragrance, especially because when it's on your lips, it's so close to your nostrils and it's like constant direct passage of scent, so it's not very nice if it's a strong scent. I'll pull out my small mirror and apply this. The bottom swatch is to show you how the lipstick can be applied as a stain, the middle swatch is one swipe, and the top swatch is several swipes. So for my first swatch, I just wanted to show you a very subtle, blurred out, almost stain-like application. So this is what it looks like, and it's just really pretty. It's an easy color to wear. It would suit almost everybody, this color, and I feel like it's very autumnal. I will now go and apply it fully. In the past, lovers regard Love Lock as a token of their devoted love. This inspired us to develop this antique padlock-shaped lipstick. This lipstick breaks through the limitations on formula, providing a popular misty matte finish. It also pushes limits on carving techniques in making delicate and vivid miniature relief on lipstick. The outer case is designed in a fashionable and exquisite padlock shape by renowned lock artisan, symbolizing two hearts tied together. The formula is enriched with ingredients of natural origin, which provides a hydrating veil that melts onto lips. So this is full power, and I am in love with this color. It's very autumnal, and it's that sort of color where if you're too scared to wear a red but still want an impactful lipstick, a statement lipstick that's toned down, this is it. It's described as a pinky peach, which I feel like it has those tones, but when you say a pinky peach lipstick, you do not think of this, right? For me, this is almost a slightly terracotta burnt red sort of color. It's like I said, that's what makes it very autumnal, very fall appropriate, very autumn appropriate. Even though I don't agree with the description, it's still a stunning, absolutely stunning color. More importantly, I didn't put any lip pencil on because I wanted to show you how it applies without a lip pencil. So even though it's not perfect, it's pretty neat application considering I've just applied this using a lipstick and no lip brush either. The lipstick itself was quite hard, so it was easier to apply. You know, if a lipstick is too soft, it kind of smushes and goes everywhere. But this one, it had that firmness to really hold it and, you know, allow you to be more precise with your application. So before I go on to what I think of the brand, etc, etc, I just quickly wanted to touch upon Freebies. So I could not believe how many freebies this brand gave me. And the weirder thing is, I only ordered 4 items and it came in 2 packages for some bizarre reason. Maybe they have different warehouses that they send from, so it came in 2 different packages even though it could have easily come in 1, and I ended up getting doubles pretty much of everything. So obviously I got these 2 brushes, which you already know because I showed you already. So this eyeshadow brush will automatically come if you buy the eyeshadow palette, so that goes hand in hand. It's a set. You automatically get this highlighter brush if you buy the highlighter, obviously, and again goes hand in hand. So these will naturally be given to you if you buy these products. Obviously if you don't buy it, it won't be sent to you. As part of my freebies, I also got given this bad boy. I double checked my order just to make sure that I didn't accidentally add something to my basket and pay for it that I didn't want, and no, it's just free. It's a makeup container and 5 makeup brushes. I was so shocked. When I made the order itself, I'm sure it didn't say anything about choosing freebies. It didn't give me the option to choose freebies. It didn't tell me I was getting any freebies, so I wasn't expecting it. So imagine to get this. So it includes what looks like an angled eyeshadow brush. It includes what looks like a lip brush. And then it includes 2 brushes. One looks like it could be like easily a powder brush, one looks like it could be a contour or blush brush. So it's really generous. And obviously, like, I don't know about the quality of these brushes. I doubt they're very expensive. I really highly doubt it. If their market or retail value is like $14, $18 US, then in the factory it's going to cost even less, like way less. So it's probably really cheap. But even then, for a brand to give you that for free is very generous. I want to give this to somebody who will actually appreciate it, who will actually use it, so I'll probably include it in my next giveaway or thank you gift to somebody. But it's a really cute gift. In addition to that, because I got 2 boxes, for the rest of my freebies I got 2 of everything. So I got 2 of these. I don't know what it is. I think it might be like a sheet mask or a makeup remover, but got 2 of these, and these are really handy for travel, or, you know, if you just want to try it out and dispose of it. I don't know what it is, unfortunately, because it's all, the writing is in Chinese. But anyway, so there's 2 of those. And then I got given this, which is basically a sample of, I think they're liquid lipsticks. So it just gives you enough to cover like your mouth one time, I think, at least one time. But there's 4 shades, so technically that's like 4 different days worth of lip products. So that's quite nice. But because again they sent me 2 boxes, I got 2 of those. And then rather randomly I got sent cotton pads, and again I got sent 2 cotton pads. These are clearly like use once and dispose cotton pads, but they are honestly so useful. Like you always need cotton pads, especially when removing makeup or whatever. So I quite like this gift. It's incredible how much they have provided. Like, the free gifts is insane, to the point where I struggle to hold it in one hand. Like, hello, it's a lot. And you guys know that I shop a lot of makeup products, and this is like the most generous brand. I don't know, maybe it's because there's still a new-ish cosmetics brand globally anyway, and maybe they're hoping that, you know, more people will talk about their makeup products, and eventually if it becomes really popular, who knows, they might just stop giving or being this generous. Alternatively, maybe this is their thing and they always want to reward or thank the customer for shopping with them. I personally, and you guys know this, I personally believe in samples. I believe a brand should be thankful to their customers, should provide samples from a business perspective as well, because it enables the customer to try products they might not have otherwise been interested in or tried out, and then end up, you know, purchasing the full size product. You know, it just makes sense to me to include products. But this is like Christmas Day type amount of gifts and products. With the packaging and everything, I do think the pictures were nicer than the makeup products in real life. Like the packaging in real life, like the makeup itself is really nice quality and it's good enough to compete with a lot of the brands in the Western world. The packaging I felt was a bit hit and miss. Some looked extraordinary and some just looked cheaper than it did, you know, in pictures and online. But again, that's my opinion. Some of you who are watching this may think this is the most beautiful packaging I've ever seen. It's just different tastes, and that's something I want to keep pointing out, because I didn't used to point out stuff like that because in my mind it was obvious, but I feel like sometimes when I give an opinion, people take it so personally, and you know, at the end of the day, we're all entitled to think what we want of a particular makeup product or packaging. So I just wanted to put it out there. I like the fact that all of the makeup products are fragrance free. I like the fact that the majority of the products have mirrors. You know how I feel about mirrors. Last but not least, I really debated on whether I should touch upon animal cruelty, because it's such a controversial topic, and rightly so. However, I felt like even though that's not my area of expertise, I don't market myself as somebody who champions all things ethical or champions all things sustainable. We should all endeavor to do that, but I don't market myself as that kind of makeup blogger. If you go onto YouTube, if you go onto Instagram, there are endless, boundless numbers of beauty bloggers who market themselves as that, and that's amazing. I respect them for it. But at the same time, I didn't want to not mention it, because I felt like I wouldn't be being true to myself if I didn't mention it. Just as like a disclaimer, I hope I don't offend anyone with my opinion. Again, it's my opinion, and I'm still learning with all of these things. So like I said at the beginning, I wanted to promote more, you know, East and Southeast Asian brands, makeup brands, because my opinion, they do some of the best makeup products. They use some of the most advanced technology in makeup, but often, you know, people are so focused on the Western brands, especially the big game players, like all the brands under L'Oreal, under Estee Lauder, etc. I really and ahed about getting products from China because I knew that they perhaps wouldn't be completely cruelty free or completely vegan free. As you may or may not know, if a product is made in China, literally up until earlier this year, May 2021, it was still legal to test on animals if you were a cosmetics brand. And I know that that upsets a lot of people, and it upsets me too, to be honest. I think it's so difficult when you as a makeup company or business, whether big or small, whether you agree with it or not, if the government in your specific country is saying you have to legally test on animals in order to, you know, pass inspection or be signed off or be even allowed to trade, is such a difficult thing, because you have to make that decision at that point whether you are willing to do that or not. So the significance about May 2021 is that China passed a law that it was no longer mandatory to test on animals. I welcome that decision because it's been a long time coming. It really has. And I know that a lot of big brands that sell in China, like Estee Lauder and all of those other brands, I know for a long time that they were trying to work with the the Chinese government and other official bodies to try and enforce this law sooner, but obviously it was enforced this year. And I think that's because China understand finally that in order to really make the beauty industry really truly global, they will only do that if they put a ban to animal testing, because that's what the majority of people want. It's really complicated, but I believe with things like hair dye or hair products, for instance, and baby products, like it still has to be tested on animals because that's still the law. But with cosmetic products, it's a little bit less of a requirement for it to be tested on animals. I think it just depends on the brand and things like that. So I don't know the full ins and outs because obviously I'm not Chinese, I'm not the Chinese government, I don't live in China, but that's what I understand. I looked at the FAQs section because I felt like that's where they would have the answers. And in their FAQs, one of the questions asked and they covered was, do you test on animals? And their answer is this: the safety of our consumers is our highest priority. Florasis is encouraging the use of alternatives and the elimination of such animal testing. We are the advocates and doers of banning animal tests on cosmetics, and unless required by law, we do not test any products on animals. Some of you may listen to that and think great. Some of you may hear that and think, well, that's a bit wishy-washy. So when I read that, I thought, well, that's a bit wishy-washy. What it says to me and my interpretation of it is, we may still test on animals if we are required to do so by law. However, if we are not, and it's not mandatory to do so, we will not do it because actually we are against it. That's what I understand from this statement. So it's not very clear. It's not a definite yes we do, and it's not a definite no we don't, right? But I know for a fact that this is the same kind of script and spiel you would get from Estee Lauder companies as well. I know that because I used to work for the company. It's a tricky one. It's a real tricky one. And I think the fact that they even had this question in their FAQs was positive, because any brand could literally just try and bury their head in the sand, try not even to address this question because it's such a controversial question and topic, that they could have just not included it in the FAQs, but they did, which I do respect. Obviously, they've made it very clear that they are advocates and doers of banning tests on animals for cosmetic purposes, which I think, again, is a positive sign that they're actively saying that. But saying and doing are two different things. So I do hope that they are actually doers and advocates like they say they are, and that they are really putting pressure on the Chinese government to make sure that in the future there will be no more testing on animals. I think there are so many brands in the Western world, even non-Western world like Korea for instance, who have proven that you don't need to test on animals to produce high quality performing and safe products for us human beings, right? So I hope that the Chinese government will really think about that, and it will impact their decision to make sure that they ban it permanently across the board for life, and we don't have to have these sort of debates or discussions ever again. So again, I just wanted to put that out there. Again, like I said, I hope I haven't offended anyone. Again, it's just my opinion. More importantly, I know that sometimes people have discussions in my comment sections, and sometimes it's really hard for me to really see what goes on because I don't always get notified when conversations are between people rather than at me, if that makes sense. YouTube's a bit weird, or maybe it's just me being slow. But the point is, in the past, I have seen comments where people have engaged in arguments. It's not even debates or discussions, but arguments. And I would just really request, guys, that, you know, it's my channel, and I would really hope that you guys can respect each other. We're all entitled to an opinion, but it doesn't mean that you get rude or abusive or offend or hurt the other person. Even if you want to say your opinion, please do it in a respectful manner, and that's all I ask. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know your thoughts down below, and I hope to see you on my next video. Take care.
If I can't have you, I don't want you to have